Hello everybody, welcome back to the channel and another Football Manager video here with Brighton and Hove Albion. Today we are going to be looking at the Season 2 review. All the facts, all the figures from what has been a fantastic season for us in the Premier League. One where we sadly missed out on a European place by a point. Absolutely devastating. I've still not quite got over it, but we're going to push on in Season 3. Hopefully sign the right players, get the right people in, maybe improve the staff in a little bit. So next year, give us a really, really big push. I don't even want the Europa Conference League next season. I want the Europa League. Now, there's no face cam in today's video, purely for the fact that I want you to be seeing everything that I'm seeing. You don't need to be distracted by my ugly mug in the bottom right-hand corner. I want you to see all the facts and all the figures that we've got for you in today's video. Now, I'm also going to need your feedback in the comments section. Let me know where you think that we need to improve in Season 3. Any particular positions that, in your opinion, may be something that I've not seen. We look a little bit weak, and we might need to bring in some better players. So if you do go on to enjoy today's video, guys, please do drop a like. It's massively appreciated. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel if you are new. We've got lots coming up on here, Football Manager related, as we head towards Football Manager 2022. Not too long away now. I'm really looking forward to it. So make sure you're subscribed. Hit that notification bell to let you know every single time I upload a video. So let's start then with the Premier League table. Here is how it stands. Manchester United won the league with 86 points by just a point from their local rivals, Manchester City. Last year's champions, Liverpool, dropping behind 3 points off this season. Look at how close the goal difference was as well. That is incredible. Chelsea just sneaked into that fourth Champions League place. Leicester and West Ham qualify for the Europa League, and Arsenal for the Europa Conference League. Relegated this season, very sadly, on goal difference, Fulham, Norwich City and Southampton. Incredibly close at the bottom this year. Now, in terms of top goal scorers in the league, Anthony Martial took the plaudits, 24 goals, Raul Jimenez in second, and Pedro from Liverpool in third with 16. Actually, Kelechi Iheanacho, our very own man, finished joint third with 16 games. The reason why he didn't get on the final scoreboard on the main screen is because he did play quite a few more games. His minutes per goal, 163, as opposed to Pedro's 111. We've also got Neil Maupay in here, joint 8th place with 13 goals this season. Aaron Connolly down in joint 16th with 11. So Pierre-Emerick Aubameyang still doing the business for Arsenal, 15 goals for him. Callum Wilson, not the season that he had last year. I think he scored something like 30-odd goals. Yeah, 31 goals last season. Only half that this year after his transfer to Newcastle. So whether he'll be another signing in the summer for somebody, I'm not too sure. 15 goals, still very good. Who else is on here? Bernardo Silva getting in there with 13. Jadon Sancho for Manchester United with 12. Mo Salah with just the 12 as well. I expected him to get a few more, but a decent season all around for our goal scorers. Now, regarding average rating, Mo Salah was the best, 7.56. Bruno Fernandes on a 7.48. Bernardo Silva on a 7.33. Sadly, no Brighton players featuring in this list. There's going to be lots of players that scored over a 7 throughout the Premier League year, but as it turns out, Mo Salah was the best. 9 player of the match reviews from 26 appearances. So a really good season for him. James Ward-Prowse, I'm not going to lie, he's somebody who I do have my eye on for next year. Southampton relegated, finishing bottom of the league, but James Ward-Prowse finished top of the assist chart with 14. He's got a lot to offer. Valued at £32 million. Who is he wanted by? He's wanted by Arsenal, Villa, Leicester, Man United and Sevilla. Let's have a little look at his contract. Has he got a relegation release clause? No, he doesn't look like he has. So could be expensive, £79,000 per week, but you never know. We'll see what we can do. Bruno Fernandes got 13. Reece James grabbing 12. Kelechi Iheanacho grabbed 8 for us this year. We'll look at that in more detail when we review Brighton. Mo Salah is still up there as well. Fifth position, 10 assists for the season, along with his teammate, Roberto Firmino. Now, clean sheets wise, David De Gea got 19. That was equal second then with Edison, who got 18. Oh, no, I'm reading the wrong bit. Edison was second with 18, and Alisson third with 16. Aaron Ramsdale finishing in fourth place. 14 clean sheets for us this season. He was a huge, huge signing for us. And this is exactly what we wanted. He's getting capped at England team now. 20 caps overall. So he's doing really, really well. I think, Aaron Ramsdale has been one of the major differences in why we have done so well this year. So well done to him. Fourth place on the clean sheets list. In terms of yellow cards, we've actually won this one. Tariq Lamptey. Dirty little player. Tariq Lamptey. 15 yellow cards for the season. That is a disgrace. An absolute disgrace. We might have to have a word with him about that. Curtis Jones and our other fullback, Kostas Tsimikas, with 12 each as well. It's not acceptable, but do you know what? If we're winning games, I'll take it. Alexis McAllister, who didn't actually play that much this season. 18 starts, 9 substitute appearances, also with 9 yellow cards. I think we may need to have a little word with some of our players. So let's have a look then at our personal end-of-season review. All the facts and figures for the Brighton and Hove Albion players. The new players brought in. Kelechi Iheanacho, £12 million. It was not a huge signing in terms of a transfer fee, but we've really got our money's worth. 18 goals and 8 assists in 32 starts. Kostas Tsimikas was brilliant as well, 9.75 million. Got 35 appearances out of him. Grabbed himself a couple of goals and 6 assists. Aaron Ramsdale was unbelievable. The commanding goalkeeper, he cost us 38 million. He was worth every single penny. I thought, as well, that Matheus Vecino, who we brought for £1 million in the January transfer window, we got 12 appearances out of him, a couple of sub-appearances. Didn't grab a goal, but did grab an assist, but a really good average rating. I was impressed whenever he was in the side. Eddie Nketiah, of course, he came in January. Big transfer fee, £39 million, 4 goals in 12 appearances. It took him a while to get going, but as the season came to an end, he really started to fire. So I think next year is going to be his year. I think he'll do really well for us. Of course, the two loanees, Patrick Berg and Curtis Jones, came in from Chelsea and Liverpool respectively. They will go back. Whether we'll look to get them back again, I'm not too sure. Let me know what you guys think in the comments. 29 appearances and 27 appearances. 3 goals for Curtis Jones. Got himself 5 assists as well. 4 for Patrick Berg. Under a 7 average rating. They were okay. They did all right for me. I was quite happy. The one man who I wasn't too impressed with, Eric Lamela. A little bit of a flop. He did grab 4 goals in 9 games, which is a little bit deceiving. But I don't know. I just don't know about Lamela. I can't decide whether we keep him here next year or whether we try to sell him on. It's a tough one. It's pretty difficult. Now, of course, the board expected us to finish in mid-table this season. We did finish in 8th, so we really surpassed that. 29,262 was our average home attendance. Of course, Iheanacho, the top goal scorer. The board were delighted that the team achieved a top half finish. There is no doubt that the fine run of results at the end of the season helped us in achieving this. So, really, really good stuff from the players. Our biggest win was the 5-0 victory against Everton. I think we had a couple of 5-0s over the season. A match to remember was a 3-1 victory away to Aston Villa. I think this was the second game of the season. But a good result for us against Villa, who had a great year last year. Goal of the season came from Kelechi Iheanacho against Brighton. We're Brighton, against Brentford. Now, a few things that we need to keep an eye on. Sponsorship was actually down. We got 16.78 million this season, which is slightly less than last year, the 17.23. The broadcast revenue, corporate and hospitality, competition prize money, and matchday commercial was all up, though. Shirt sales, 1.87 million. We sold 17,700 shirts, and Alexis McAllister was the top man. Really, really surprising. Nice to see a goalkeeper on that list, though, in Ramsdale. Trossard, pretty decent. Iheanacho, I would have thought he'd be a top shirt seller. and Eddie Nketiah. I think Nketiah will be number one next season after his transfer in from Arsenal. So management-wise, we didn't win any of the monthly Manager of the Month awards, but Club Awards, Fans Player of the Season was Kelechi Iheanacho. Young Player of the Season, Aaron Ramsdale. Signing of the Season, Aaron Ramsdale. Goal of the season, we've already seen Kelechi Iheanacho against Brentford. He was also the top goal scorer. He had the most assists, the most Player of the Match awards, and the highest average rating. The man who completed the most passes per 90 minutes was Patrick Berg. So in terms of looking forward to Season 3, here are the objectives for next season. The board want us to develop the best youth system in the country. They're disappointed at the moment, so we may have to put in a little request to achieve that. In fact, this is probably going to cost us an absolute fortune, but let's look to improve the youth facilities. The board will get back to us on that one and let us know. We are trying to improve the training facilities. That will be completed on the 25th of September. They want us to achieve a mid-table Premier League finish once again. If we could get some more players in, some decent players, we definitely want to surpass that. I want to make progress every single season in this save. We are going for the Europa League next season. The training facilities improvement will be complete, and they want us to work towards repairing the club's financial damage. Of course, financially, we are £23 million in the green as it stands after our good season. We have got a good transfer budget next season, almost 50 million. The wage budget's increased ever so slightly, so we'll have to do a little bit of wheeling and dealing here. We'll get a few players out of the club. Anyone that's not really playing or not been great for us that are on high wages, we'll look to get them out and replace them with better players. So let's have a look at the squad screen then. Here is our squad. The most appearances for us this year was Lewis Dunk. He played in 42 games alongside his centre-back partner Ben White, making 37 appearances. Ramsdale also with 37 and Tsimikas with 35. Tariq Lamptey also in there with 33. So I think it shows what a solid defence we had this season. You know, players that we believed in, they had that ability, and we got something like, 14 clean sheets this season. I think it shows how much we've improved at the back. In Season 1, we were a little bit leaky, so really, really good to see there. Yves Bissouma, 33 appearances for him. Iheanacho played 32 times, despite the fact that we lost him for a month to the African Cup of Nations. Neal Maupay got a lot of game time this year, replaced it somewhat with some goals as well. So decent season from him, and some big appearance makers. These are all the youth players at the bottom that we've got training with the first team. It was great to see Ibrahim Kiza. He got a couple of appearances this season, still continuing to improve. I'm looking to keep an eye on his development and how he gets on. Now, in terms of the goals, and I just want to check something in a minute, because this season, I think we scored far more goals than what we did last year. Let's just confirm that. We'll go to the stages. So here we are. We scored 60 goals this season and conceded 39. Last season, we scored 49. So we've scored 11 more goals, but our goal difference so much more better. We really solidified that defence this year. But when we look at how the goals were spread across the team, they really weren't. The strikers were the ones that put it in for us. Obviously, Iheanacho, top goal scorer with 18. Neal Maupay with 13. Aaron Connolly's 11 looks okay, but what you do have to think about is he scored those mostly at the start of the year. Zakiri got 5 from his 6 appearances. Another player I'm really looking to bring on next season. I like him, but I feel a bit bad about the amount of game time that he's been getting. 5 for Leo Trossard. He didn't play as much this year, so he has got an excuse. Eddie Nketiah came in, only played half the season, got 4. 4 for Lamela, 3 for Jones, 2 for Tsimikas, 1 for Ben White, and 1 for Tariq Lamptey. Aside from that, we got big appearance makers that didn't score a goal. So, like Patrick Berg, never scored. Alexis McAllister, 21 starts, 10 sub-appearances, never scored a goal. Yves Bissouma didn't score a goal either. So we didn't really spread the goals out across the side as much this season. One thing we did, though, was spread out the assists. Of course, Iheanacho top Tsimikas, who's been a great signing, 6 assists throughout the season, 5 for Mopai, Jones and McAllister, 4 for Berg, Lamptey and Trossard, 3 is sort of the benchmark and downwards. So we've spread the assists out more, but the goals have really been sort of clustered to a group of players. And I think that has shown or potentially had a little hindrance. It's like if the strikers don't fire, then we're not scoring the goals. Now, average rating-wise, we have got a bit more green this season, which is good to see. Ibrahim Kiza only made 2 appearances. He comes top, but he only made 2 appearances. 7.15, really good start for him. In terms of numbers of games played, Iheanacho, Tsimikas and Ramsdale were the best performers. Zakiri did well when he played his 6 games. Sherpen, actually, the backup goalkeeper from his 6 appearances, did really well. And Mateus Vecino, the new signing for £1 million. Absolute bargain, just over a 7 average rating. We've got some high 6.9s, which are good. They're acceptable to see, but I'd like these to potentially move to green next season. Now, we have got 3 players whose contracts are expiring this summer. 2 of those are on loan in Curtis Jones and Patrick Berg. We'll have to have a look at our options in terms of those 2. If we can bring in anyone better, I think if I could bring any of the 2 back, it would probably be Jones. But in terms of our permanent players, Pascal Gross, he has his contract up at the end of June. To be honest, he's been a great servant for the club, but I am not sure whether I'll be renewing it or not. We'll just have to see. We'll see if any clubs come in for him. He is on quite a high wage, considering the amount of times that he actually played for us last season. Still got brilliant mental attributes, some decent technical ones as well. But I think some part of me thinks that we need to move on. If we want to improve season upon season, we maybe need to move on. So we've got a decent-sized squad all ready for next season. In terms of players that I am potentially looking to move on, I think we need to look at some of the abilities. I mean, Mwepu's been all right for us. He's been pretty reliable, but is he somebody that we look to move on? Eric Lamela, not too sure about. He's not been great for us. Joel Veltman, he's worth a bit of money. He's 30 years old now. He's a good backup to Tariq Lamptey, and he never moans as well, which, considering the fact that he's an important player, the amount of game time he gets, he never, ever moans. Greg Taylor, decent backup at left back. He's never let us down. He's not had as good a season this year as what he did last year. So whether we keep him or not, I'm not sure. Aaron Connolly is a big question. He's just not... He's got the attributes, and he's valued quite highly, but for me, he just isn't consistent enough. Again, he's another one that we'll have to review, see what the options are in the summer, especially now that we're playing 3 up top. Leo Trossard, this is a difficult one. He is valued at 23 million. He's got a year left on his contract, but he hasn't played as much for us this year, and when he does play, he's another one that's got the same consistency issues as what Aaron Connolly's got. I don't think I'd be against selling him with a year left on his contract. Now, youth-wise, things are still looking pretty good. We've got some of the lads that are in here from last season. Let me just do this by appearances because it's probably the easiest way. So Matt Graham is still here, potential 5-star ability, got him training with the first team. Jermaine Wallace is doing all right, potential 4-star. He's actually coming on really nicely, the striker. We might give him 1 or 2 games next season. Jacob Fox, the goalkeeper, still doing really, really well, valued at 525k now. Again, future prospect, could get a run out for maybe a couple of cup games next season. So I'm really pleased with these guys, especially with Kiza as well. He is the highest value player. He's continuing to improve. I think he's going to do very, very well indeed. Now, of course, they were our youth players from Season 1. As far as Season 2, we didn't really get as decent a youth intake. Russell Coldridge was our best one, who's looking okay. I'm tempted to do what we did with the other youth players last season, throw him in the first team, get in training with them, and try and get those attributes up. Jacob Fox, we've already looked at. There's some promising players in the under-18 squad. Now, when we look at the under-18s league, we lost in the final. Oh, that's devastating. When I look at this, let's look at the Division 1 South. So we won the league easily for the under-18s. 24 games, 19 wins, 3 draws, 2 defeats, 60 points. We beat Tottenham by 8 points. Now, we ended up losing in the final stage against Manchester United, who will be the team that won the Northern Division. So let's just have a look at that. Yeah, they comfortably won the Northern Division as we did in the South. But unfortunately for us, we fell to a 3-2 defeat after extra time in that as well. So there's really bright prospects in our under-18s. So as far as the domestic cups are concerned, we've already seen some of this. The Carabao Cup was won by Arsenal for the second season in a row. They beat Manchester City by 2-1 in the final. The FA Cup was won by Manchester United, beating Swansea City of the Championship by 3-0. Swansea finished 18th in the Championship, and they made the FA Cup final. What a freak season that really, really is. But really good for them. United winning. I was hoping that with them winning, and we'll look at the Champions League in a minute, but of course Manchester City won that. I was hoping it would make an extra European place for us, but it wasn't to be. So as discussed, the Champions League was won by Manchester City on penalties. They beat PSG in the final. Now, the Europa League this year was won by Lazio in an all-Italian final. They beat AC Milan by 2-1. Of course, Leicester won it last season, putting them in a Champions League spot. Lazio will get the same this year. I'm not sure where they finished in Serie A because I haven't got the leagues loaded up. But congratulations to Lazio. They win the Europa League. Sadly, we don't have a double European winner this year. Now, in terms of teams that we are going to see promoted to the Premier League this season, one of them is going to be Sheffield United after they beat Cardiff City in the playoff final. They are going to be joined by Burnley and Watford, so it's almost going to be a repeat of Season 1. All the teams that went down managed to bounce back and come straight back up again. Burnley winning the Championship with 99 points, 30 wins from 46 games. Watford finishing in second. Really good season for them. 6th place, Sheffield United. You know, they were 12 points behind Middlesbrough. They'll be absolutely devastated. They went out at the semi-final stage of the playoffs, so gutting for them. They'll have to go again next season. So I think that is everything that we have got to go through. Please do let me know in the comments, guys, of our team where you think we need to improve. Bear in mind, we are going to continue next year with the 4-3-3. It served us really well this season, so I think we need some players to fill maybe one or two of these voids. Maybe another striker. Obviously, 2 midfielders we had on loan last season. One of them is aging a little bit in Vecino, but we can still get the performances out of him. So I think, if anything, the striker position, couple of midfielders, we can really, really look to shore up to give us those extra points for next season so that we can get some European football. But it's been a great season for us here at the Amex. I'm so pleased, and I'm looking forward to Season 3. I hope you guys are as well. But we'll leave it there for today. Next episode is going to be the much-loved new season transfer special, so make sure that you do join me for that. Thank you so much for watching. If you've enjoyed, please do drop a like. Don't forget to subscribe as well if you are new. And I'll see you guys for Season 3 very soon.